What's going on, guys? So in this video, we are dedicating a separate video just to explain how the Monday Connect Board column and the Monday Mirror column works. This is one of the superpowers of Monday, to be able to connect one board to so many other boards and show a relationship of the data, which then will be eventually displayed onto dashboards and beautifying the data. So let's see how the Connect Board columns works and how mirror columns can also be used to share data from other boards onto the board that you are working in. Let's see how that looks. So the Connect Boards column is a column that is going to allow multiple low-level boards to interact with a high-level board. Now, we can use this for other cases as well, but the whole point is that the Connect Boards column, especially if it is a two-way connection, is going to show how a single board that is on their lower level, so let's say projects, and every single project has its own tasks, that is going to be connected back to a portfolio of projects. So if we go into the portfolio, for instance, we have project 1, 2, and 3. We can see that project 1 is a single line item record, and on the lower level boards, project 1 is opened up to be its own board. So instead of it existing simply as a line item, which it is here in the portfolio board, we have a dedicated board for project 1. Now, how do we show the relationship of project 1 as a board to the item project 1 in the portfolio board? Well, that's super easy. We're going to be adding the Connect Boards column using the plus sign right here, add column, Connect Boards, and it's going to ask us to select the boards that we want to connect to. Now, because we are using a developer demo account, it's only going to allow us to select one board. As you see, if I connect another board, it's not going to allow me to select it. So we're just going to choose project 1 as of right now, and you guys could see the demonstration in just a second. So one thing we need to pay attention to as well is we can have a one-way connection or a two-way connection. So if I create this as a one-way connection by making sure that this is not selected, the Connect Boards column will show up in the portfolio board, but it will not show up in project 1's board at all. So we will only be able to control it from the portfolio board. Now, if you need to be able to control the relationship from both boards, set it as a two-way connection. So as of right now, let's select a two-way connection. We do Connect Boards, and we can also immediately create a mirror column. And I'll show you guys how that works as well. So let's choose for the mirror column the project 1's status. Okay? Click that, and summary of all labels. Now let's see what we are going to take a look at. So right now, we have a Connect Board column known as project 1 over here. This is essentially saying that in the portfolio board, which we are on right now, this project 1 line item is connected to the project 1 board. Now, normally, if we didn't have the project connection limitation by this developer account, we would be able to connect to both project 1, 2, and 3 within the Connect Board column. And that's going to be the correct way of doing it, so that we can have project 1, 2, and 3 be reflected in its respective items over here. But since we have only project 1 connected, we're just going to show the relationship of how project 1 has its tasks showing up in the project 1 field here for the Connect Board, and also how the mirror column works. So let's check this out. Instead of going into project 1's field over here on the portfolio board, I could show you guys how all that works. If I was to go in here, project 1 we're seeing all of the tasks that exist on that project 1 board, task 1 through 5. And if we go into the board itself here, project 1, we could see task 1 all the way to 5. And we could see the link right here. This is the two-way link to the portfolio board up here. This is a two-way connect board column. So if I was to click in task 1's link over here, the connect board link, we could see, hey, is task 1 related to project 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5? And these projects come from the portfolio board right here. Well, obviously, it's linked to project 1 because we are on the project 1 board. But now, how do we create the true high-level, low-level relationship where we want to have a relational database? What we do over here is we will go into portfolio. We will go into the project 1 item in the portfolio board. And as we select the connect board column here, I'll just show you again. So we'll exit this out. We go here. And what we're saying now is to select all of these tasks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see. Now, what does this mean? What we're saying is all of the tasks in the project 1 board should be a relationship with the project 1 item in the portfolio board. And we will see why this is important. So in project 1, we have different tasks and we have different statuses. So let's say we're going to choose a bunch of different statuses. Okay, so we have 2 of them we're working on, 2 of them that are done, and 1 of them that we are stuck. For simplicity's sake, we haven't chosen anything for the groups, but normally you would have, let's say, the groups matching the statuses. So all of the working on it tasks would be probably here. All of the done tasks would be here. And let's say we would have a third group that we would have as the stuck tasks over here. But for simplicity's sake, we just set all of the status columns over here, right? Now, if we go back to our portfolio, what we are seeing is all of these statuses that we see here for each of the tasks for project 1, we could see a summary of all of these statuses back on the portfolio board for project 1. If you notice over here, the mirror column, remember how we chose that mirror column? This mirror column, if we go to settings, customize mirror, it's reflecting the status of that project 1 board. And it is reflecting the statuses of every single task that is on that project 1 board. So we could choose all labels or what's done. But right now we're showing all labels so we could see exactly what the tasks look like. And just easily from here, we could say that we could rename this to be project 1 tasks or task statuses. So this is a mirror column that we are treating as a mirror to reflect from that project 1 board all the way up here to show, well, how many of those tasks are done? So 2 out of 5 of them are done. 2 out of 5 of them are working on it. And then we have 1 of them that is stuck. And the way we are able to see this is because in the connect boards column, we linked all of those tasks originally from that board. So this is just a detail of task 1. Whenever you click into it, it will show you exactly what that item looks like from the project 1 board. So if I was to click on this plus symbol right here and unlink these tasks, you will see that the statuses will start disappearing. So if I unlink these, see how it all disappeared? Now if I link them back, what we're now saying to this board is, hey, for project 1, I am linking all of project 1's board tasks so that we are connecting this relationship. Think of it like a USB cable of this project 1 item is having a multiple USB cable linkage to every single item in that lower level of board. And when we are able to do that, we can now see the different statuses of all of those tasks. We can also see, let's see what else they got. We have a person column here. So let's say in project 1, we have myself on this one, we have Nick Parker on this one, we have OmniPatron demos on this task. These are, let's say, people that are going to be assigned. And let's say Nick Parker is going to take over the other task 4 and 5. Now, what we should see is we're going to create a mirror column of this person column back up at the portfolio board. And we should be able to see that summary of who's working on what. So if I go over here, we can see that we can't really see mirror. So we just type in mirror. And it's going to open up another mirror column. We're going to connect this back to the project 1 connect boards column. We're going to say, hey, we want to mirror from this connection over here. Okay. And what column are we going to select from that project 1 board itself? We're going to choose the person column. Okay. And we just click outside. Now, if I zoom out, we can see all of the people that have been assigned tasks in that board that we had. So it's not going to give you in this one a summary of how many tasks are assigned to each of these individuals, but it will show you that, hey, these 3 individuals are assigned tasks in the people column or the person column in that lower level project board. So this is going to be a full demonstration of the Connect Boards column, and I am using one of my other accounts that doesn't have the restriction placed on the Connect Boards column. So if you remember in the previous video, when we were trying to connect the portfolio to multiple projects, the limitations of the dev account was not allowing it. So I have actually another account where I can connect to project 1, 2, and 3 to show you the full potential of what it means to use the Connect Boards column and create that high-level portfolio to the low-level project relationship. So let's demonstrate this. We already know how to create the Connect Boards column from the previous video. And this one, if you remember, it was originally named as Project 1 because we could connect only to Project 1. But right now, we're actually going to create a new name called Projects because we're going to be connecting to multiple projects, not just Project 1. And we're going to call this Projects Task Statuses, okay? And this is just another mirror column, which we don't need to worry about right now. And this is the original mirror column where we were mirroring out the different statuses. So the goal here of the Connect Boards column and what really gives it a powerhouse of a relational database is the ability of connecting one board to multiple other boards. So each of those boards start funneling data back to that one board up here. So again, the portfolio board would be like the high level board where we can view from a single board everything that's going on with all the projects. And then if we wanted to click each individual project to see more detail, then we can do so. But the goal is that we should look at everything from just one board, which would be the portfolio board to start out with. So the way we are going to set this up is we go into our Connect Boards column over here. We go to Settings, Customize Connect Boards. And I've already done this for you guys already, Project 1, 2, and 3. But let's just show how that is done again. So we can search over here, but we can already easily see the options over here. So it's already set as a two-way connection so that we could see this column in the portfolio as well as in the individual project boards. So we're just going to select project 1, project 2, and project 3. And we're just going to say connect boards. Now, what we are going to do, kind of going off of the previous video that we were looking at, is the goal is that all of the tasks in each of the projects show up connected to their individual item up here in the portfolio board. So if that's confusing, think of it this way. Project 1 has these tasks, okay? Now we're in the low-level project 1 board. There's 5 tasks over here. Project 2 has 5 tasks, and project 3 has 5 tasks. So project 1, what we are going to do here, and this is the easiest way to do it. In the previous video, I showed you to use the connection from the portfolio side. So you'll go here and you'll click here. And I don't know why it renamed it project 3, but this is supposed to be projects. There we go. So we would go into, let's say, item project 1 over here, and we would select all of the tasks that would be found in the actual project 1 board. So we would have gone here and we find from the board, see, we could select which board we want to deal with, and we will go to project 1 and we will do a selection of all of those tasks. This essentially links up every single task from project 1's board into now the portfolio item of project 1. And then if we go to project 1 over here, we could see that in project 1, linked to portfolio, the connect board column, we see over here, everything is linked back to project 1. And this is how we were able to then funnel up the combined statuses of all of these different tasks into a single cell over here. So let me just do that again. It's not showing up because we have not customized it yet. So for project 1, we're going to choose obviously the status column. Project 2, we're also going to choose the same status column, and project 3, the same status column. Now, whenever you are doing this made your own version of the portfolio solution, always remember that when you are mirroring a certain column type, to always choose the exact same status column within those 3 projects. So these projects are supposed to be relatively similar in structure. So make sure that we are looking at a similar status column with similar options so that whenever you see the summary here, it makes sense because we're tracking the same type of data point in all of these projects. And so we could see again, 2 of them are done. I'll just zoom in over here. Let's see if I could scroll a little bit. It's a little bit hard with the mouse. 2 of them are done. 2 of them are working on it. And then 1 of them we were stuck. So now when I go back up here, that's one way to do it. Let me just zoom in like this. Let's delete these tasks from the linkage. And we'll show another way to link it, which is going to be a lot faster, especially if you have projects that instead of having 5 tasks, maybe they have 500 tasks. You're not going to go into the portfolio and go one by one clicking through every single 500 of those tasks to link it back to this project 1 item. What we're going to do is actually the reverse. Instead of linking it from the portfolio down to the project, we're going to go to the project itself and link it back up to the portfolio. So it's super easy. Just click anywhere in this board, and then on your computer, you will do Ctrl A, which will select everything, and it selects all of the tasks. And then we just go to one of the connect boards columns right here. I think this was the wrong one. That's why we were having an issue. Let's delete this. And the way you could tell it was wrong because it didn't have this empty white cell. That means it was not hooked up back up to the portfolio. So this is the right Connect Boards column that hooks back up to the portfolio board. So once you have selected all of the tasks through Ctrl A, which we all know is select all, we just click into one of the cells. Oh, come on, work with me, Windows. We just click into one of the cells and we say all of these tasks are related to Project 1. And this is Project 1 coming from the portfolio board. So we're saying again, all of these tasks in the Project 1 board are related to the Project 1 item in the portfolio board. So when we select this, we can now see that Project 1 is selected over here. Now we're going to do the same thing in Project 2 board. We're going to do Ctrl A, and we're going to select, and as you can see, again, let me just show you the difference. If you ever want to know if you have an active Connect Boards column or not, you'll see this kind of selectable cell, whereas this used to be a Connect Boards column, but now the linkage is broken, and you'll see nothing is showing up. So we can delete this. We don't need to worry about this. And we will go again. Now in Project 2, select all, and then choose one of the cells, and we select Project 2 item from the portfolio board. We see everything got selected here. Same thing with Project 3. Select all, and then we link over here back to Project 3. And again, we don't have to worry about that empty Connect Board column that used to exist. We could just delete that out. Now, what did we do? If you see, in Project 3, we linked all of the tasks back up to the Project 3 item. Same with Project 2, same with Project 1. Now, here is where the magic happens. When we click on Portfolio, take a look at this. Now we have all of the statuses for Project 1, the board, the Project 1 board showing up on the Project 1 item, as we see here. The statuses of Project 2 board showing up for the Project 2 item, and the statuses for the Project 3 board showing up for Project 3. And we can even show a split screen. If I was to copy and paste this screen here, we'll show something really cool and dynamic. And you'll see how these are connected. So if I leave the portfolio up here, we'll just kind of move this a little bit to the side. I want you to pay attention to this area right here, the project statuses. Remember, this first row is Project 1, this is Project 2, this is Project 3. We're going to go to Project 2 right now. And as you could see, some of the statuses are blank, right? As we can see, it's gray over here. Now, if I do stuck on any of these, you'll see that reds will start appearing over here on the left side too. Now let's take a look. See that? More reds. And one more stuck red. Look at that. It dynamically shows us in the high level board. Whereas on the low level board, let's say if I want to make Project 3, all of the statuses green, we should see everything here showing up as green. Done, done, everything is done. Oops, there we go. And you can see why the Connect Boards column is so powerful. It's because we could take low-level, highly detailed task data and send it back up as a summary into your high-level board. So hopefully this has been a cool demonstration, and there is just so much more to it than this. There's a lot more functionality to the Connect Boards column, and this is just displaying it for the status column, but we could do it with a lot of other boards as well, a lot of other columns as well, that we can then summarize back up to the high-level board as a mirror column. Hey everyone, so this video is going to be a quick update on the functionality change of the connect boards column. So let me show you guys what I mean over here. Let's just add a connect boards column over here and let it load, select boards. Okay, so let's say I'm going to select this board. So initially, the connect boards column forced us to make a selection of either this is a one-way connect board column or setting it as a two-way connect board column. So if we did not make this selection correct in the beginning, we could not change it later on. So what do I mean by this? If I did not check this box, it's going to be a one-way connection, meaning that a connect board column would form on this board and it would not form on the other board that we are pulling information from. So it would be a one-way connection. The connection would exist between two boards, but we would only see the connect boards column here. Here, I'll just go like this. We would only see a connect boards column here on this board, but let's say on this board, we would not see that connect boards column, even though the two boards are connected to be able to mirror different columns from. But of course, because this board would not have the connect boards column, we could not mirror data here from the other board. We can only mirror data here from this board. That's the whole purpose of the one-way connection. So when we created that connect boards column in the beginning, we had to choose a one-way or a two-way connection. Let me just delete this and show you real quick. We had to choose that one-way or two-way connection in the beginning, because if we did not choose it from this screen right now, if we didn't select this, we could not go back and choose a two-way connection later on. But Monday finally realized that this is a very frustrating issue, and we should be able to set it as a two-way connection later on if we didn't choose it right now. So if I do connect boards, right now it's going to be a one-way connection because this is deselected. So if I do this, we're going to create a mirror column later. We'll click that. So this one right here, okay, we could just delete this one out just for example's sake. Okay, delete. Okay, so see how this says portfolio, right? And it says portfolio because we are on the project request board and we are trying to connect a connect board column to the portfolio board right here. But now, since we set this up as a one-way connection, if I go to the portfolio board, I am not going to see a connect board column here on the right called project requests. You see how we don't have any other connect board column here? So even though the two boards are connected towards each other, we only see the connection at the project requests board because we originally created it as a one-way connection. But now Monday allows us to edit this after the creation, which is awesome. So we go to Settings, Customize Connect Boards, and now we have this right here. This did not used to exist in the past. So now if I want to, I could turn on that two-way connection. And this means this will add connected boards columns to all of the boards listed. In other words, it will add a board it would add a connect boards column to this portfolio board, which was missing it. Now, one thing to note, if you go from a one-way connection to a two-way connection, again, the boards are always going to be connected. This is just, do you want to see the connect boards column in both boards? So if you go from that one-way connect board column to the two-way connect board column, you cannot go back. So that's the one thing that is still preserved. If I turn this on, we cannot go back to a one-way connection. So if I turn this on, what is it going to say? Let me zoom out. Come on, mouse, work with me. Let's go 0. Okay, there we go. And my mouse does not want to work. You know, that's the thing about Monday. When I mouse over somewhere and I'm trying to use my mouse pad, it just doesn't always work. So it says add connect boards column to the other boards. This is going to create a two-way relationship for all boards you selected. To remove this relationship, just delete the columns. That's the thing. We cannot go back to a one-way. We have to delete that column and start all over. So now we do add columns. Okay, so what is this going to do? We have this portfolio connect boards column here on the project request board. What we just did was now create a project requests column on the portfolio board. So let's go to the portfolio board. We should see that right here. Yep, there it is. So if I open this up a little bit, let's zoom in so we could see it a little bit better. Link to project requests. And if I zoom out and I zoom in like this, let's bring these guys a little bit closer. You could see that on the portfolio board, we have link to project requests. On the project requests board, we have the portfolio link. Now again, if I go into the settings and I try to make this into a one-way, we can't. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is, let's go back into that other board that created that connect board column. Go here and just delete it. Now, it deleted from here, okay? And let's check it out. Is it going to delete that column from the project requests board as well? Or is it going to preserve that one-way connection? Let's go in here. And we could see it preserved the one-way connection. So you cannot go back in terms of the settings, but you go back to that board that you created, that second connect board column, and you delete that. Now it's a one-way connection. Well, let's test something else. What if I made the mistake of deleting it and I wanted to reconnect it as a two-way connect board column connection? If I go settings, customize connect boards, see, it will not allow me to turn on this again. It's already turned on as a two-way connection, but the column over here to signify that two-way connection so we could control it from here does not exist anymore. So just be aware that if you create a two-way connection, yeah, you cannot turn off the two-way connection from the settings. You can delete the column. The column cannot then be brought back, and the two-way connection cannot be brought back to a one-way connection. So that's what it is. And even if I hit Ctrl Z right now, I'm hitting Ctrl Z to try to undo, we can't do that. So the only other way that we would try to restore that would have been to go here in the settings of that particular board that we deleted it from. Let's see what we have in the archive and the trash. And it's usually going to be in the trash. Look at that. Aha, played a little trick on you guys. So we thought we deleted it forever, right? Because we can't bring it back from the board itself. But in the trash, we have the link to project request board, a link to project requests column type over here. So I do the three dots, restore. And now let's go back. And we're on the portfolio board. Let's exit this out. Let's hit Ctrl R because we have to refresh this page. Will it come back now? And yes, it did. So the two-way connection was always preserved, but now we brought the column that we just deleted back again. So as you could see, there's a lot of ways to look at this same situation and how do we restore things? How do we try to redo what we did if we decide to change our mind? And the last step was essentially looking at the archive trash section. So Control Z is not going to bring it back. You're going to have to look in the trash. And we brought it back. Still a two-way connection. So if we go to Customize Connect Boards, still a two-way connection. We just don't have the switch functionality anymore. So that is that. Thanks, guys.